How's it going, guys? My name's TJP and welcome back to another Madden NFL 23 Franchise Rebuilding Challenge. So, in today's video we have the Cincinnati Bengals, where we have 3 seasons to try to win a Super Bowl with the same rules that have been applied to the previous videos and the rest of the rebuilds going forward for the normal teams. So, we're getting on into it. Before we do though, leave a like and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments below some more video ideas. Check my social down below description. We have a playlist down below containing other Madden NFL 23 franchise rebuilding content, as well as check out my channel if you like content from me, TJP. Also, second channel down below in the description. So with that being said, let's get on to the gameplay. We are locked and loaded into the game. Let's take a look at the improved team. Actually, no, let's look at the roster first before we look at the improved team. Actually, I completely just got sidetracked there. So let's take a look at the roster, see what we got going on here with the Bengals. So we got Joe Mixon. We got Jesse Bates III, Joe Burrow. A lot of J's. Jamar Chase, Lyle Collins, Tyler Boyd, DJ Reader, Chidobe Awuzie, Trey Hendrickson, T. Higgins, Evan Pearson, Logan Wilson, Mike Hilton, Von Bell, BJ Hill, Jonah Williams, Trey Flowers, Hayden Hurst. We've got Eli Apple, Ted Karras, Alex Kappa, Sam Hubbard. You guys see definitely some talent on this Bengals roster. Was able to make it to the Super Bowl last season. So we can try to see if we win the Super Bowl this season. That'd be kind of cool. Or at least within the confines of this video, which is 3 seasons. So, let's look at the improved team now. See what we got going on. Take a look at our pick situation as well. We'll probably pick up somebody in free agency. Maybe a left guard throughout this team. Could go with an Eric Flowers. That wouldn't be too bad of an option. Or left outside linebacker, we go with Trey Flowers, which I might do. I mean, we have Akeem Davis. I mean, Davis, he could probably end up being our left outside linebacker. I think I'm okay with that. I do want to see if maybe, though, do I want to go with Eric Flowers or want to go with Spain? I mean, Jackson Carman, you know, he's 22 years old. Adeniji is also 24. So we got some young guys there. I wouldn't mind a little bit of veteran experience. I'm going to go with Quentin Spain instead of Eric Flowers. I feel like I could get him a lot. So we're going to go with Spain. We'll pick him up, be a left guard. And he can kind of just help us out there a little bit. And then I'm kind of curious to see what our pick situation's looking like, because I might try to make a move, whether that be now or at the deadline. But I do want to see what picks we have here, which is not that menu game. No, I don't want to quit. Okay. Trade center, there we go. I just want to see. So we have a decent amount of cap space as well. Cap room. But I do want to see what our draft pick is looking like. We do have our picks, so that could be kind of cool. We'll see where we end up at the midseason. I imagine this team should be pretty good. But then we're going to find us to simulate. So I'm going to keep the team the way it is, and I'll see you guys at the midseason. We are currently sitting at 3-4 in the AFC North. A lot of teams are 3-4 right now. We're taking on the Browns. We're 3-4. The Ravens are 4-3. So we're right around, I guess, like the middle-ish of the pack, I would assume. But you guys see our rankings there. Offensively, we're pretty good. Not really running the ball too much. We are passing a lot with Joe Burrow as our QB. Unfortunately, our defense has not been stellar. It's been pretty bad. So we'll have to take a look at that and see if we can improve that. Whether that be through trades or the draft. Definitely trades for now, at least for this upcoming season. So yeah, right now sitting at 3-4. You guys see the standings there. If you guys want to slow down the video, let's take a look at the stats, see who's performing, who's not. So Joe Burrow is having a great season, pretty good season. Obviously passing the ball a lot. 16 TDs, 5 interceptions, 70% completion percentage, 110.9 passer rating. So that's nice to see. In terms of our rush, we got Samaji, who's I guess my leading rusher because Joe Mixon's been hurt. So that's probably why where maybe we could be a little bit better. He's missed some games, missed some time. Hopefully he's not still injured. In terms of our receivers, Jamar Chase, my leading receiver right now. And then T. Higgins. He's got 6 receiving TDs. Tyler Boyd, Hayden Hurst, Joe Mixon out there in the fray. And in terms of our blocking, it's actually been really good for the most part. Jonah Williams still had 5 sacks, the most of the team. That's not even that bad. In terms of tackles, Jermaine Pratt, Logan Wilson, then Jesse Bates III, leading the team. In terms of sacks, we've got Trey Hendrickson with 3 from BJ Hill, 1.5 from Hubbard and Reader, which is cool to see. In terms of interceptions, we've got 2 from Logan Wilson, and then a bunch of guys have 1. Here's your kicking, and your punting, and then your kick return and punt return. So, top 5 in total offensive yards. Our pass is going to be near the top. Second, only to the Cowboys by 1 yard. However, our rush has been not amazing, and that's again because we've had some injuries. Although 26.3 points, it's also near the top of the league. So if we can get Joe Mixon back in the fray, definitely think that'll improve our offense as well. Defensively, in terms of total yards, well, we are near the bottom. Our pass defense, we're letting a lot of people move up the field against our passing, and our rush defense has also not been that great either. 180 points allowed is near the top of, well, near the bottom of the league. But if you sort it this way, it's near the top, which is not what you want. So I'm going to see if we can try to improve our defense with maybe a small move here. See what's out there, and once I have a trade, I'll show you guys. Anyway, a first-round pick next season and our second, third-round pick to the Patriots. We're going to give Matt Judon, fits the scheme team, left outside linebacker, and a 6th-round pick in this upcoming draft. So we trade a little bit down, but we also get a really good left outside linebacker that fits the scheme of the team, and he's also not too expensive. So pretty cool stuff there. Welcome to team, Matt Judon. And, of course, Joe Mixon is hurt, so hopefully we can get healthy throughout this, maybe by the bye week, after the bye week, and try to finish off strong to end the season. Hopefully our defense improves. I'll see you guys at the end of the year where hopefully we're better than 3-4. Unfortunately, we ended up going 7-10 on the season. We just weren't healthy enough. So not a problem. We didn't make the playoffs this season. We'll try to make it next year. Hopefully everybody's healthy this go around. But there's your playoff bracket in case you guys are curious. Bucks and Cardinals in the bottom right corner. So not a problem. We still got 2 more seasons. Our team ranks, you guys can see, our defense just was not great at all. So we got to improve there for sure. In terms of standings, in case you guys are curious to see, the Bills went 15-2. Impressive from them. So yeah, 7-10 on the year. Not the best year for us, but that's okay. We have plenty of time to recuperate. 2 more seasons to do so, and like I said, if we just can stay healthy, Mixon can be on the field, adds another dynamic to us, and we just got to improve our offense, or defense rather. Joe Burrow threw for a lot of yards, 17 interceptions, a little too many interceptions, 102.8 passer rating. If he cuts those down a little bit, that passer rating be a lot higher. Joe Mixon ended up only playing 9 games this season, you guys can see. So if we had him a little bit longer, who knows, he'd probably be a bit better. Samaje Perine was basically my starting running back for majority of this first season. Tyler Boyd, leading receiver, 10 TDs, over 1,440 yards, almost 1,300 yards for Jamar Chase. T. Higgins almost had 1,000 receiving yards with 13 touchdowns. Hayden Hurst, that's not too bad there from the receivers. Our blocking was okay. Jackson Carman led up 7 sacks, 6 from Collins, 11 from Jonah Williams. In terms of tackles, Jermaine Pratt led the team with 114, 107 from Logan Wilson. Mike Hilton at 93, Von Bell. So, okay, interesting stuff there. Trey Hendrickson, 7.5 sacks. Matthew Judon, 6 sacks from him. 5 from DJ Reader, 5 from BJ Hill. Okay, in terms of interceptions, 4 from Hilton, 3 from Pratt, 2 from Bell, Wilson, and Chidobe. Daxton's got 1, as well as ADG. And here's your kicking, punting, kick return, and punt return. So, offensively, top 3 in terms of total offensive yards gained, which is pretty cool to see. Second in terms of passing. Our rush was kind of near the bottom of the league, and I think if we had Joe Mixon for the entire season, it would have been a little bit different for us. But it's okay because we still had a pretty good offense. Well, our offense wasn't the problem. The problem was our defense, which just was not very good. Bottom in the league in terms of defensive yards allowed. Our passing defense was not terrible. Our rush defense, however, was second worst in the league and 487 points. It's a bottom 3 defense, not going to cut it in terms of that. So let's take a look at the awards. So you won MVP, Coach of the Year. So Josh Allen was the MVP, Coach of the Year, Mike McCarthy. Not really anything too surprising there. So again, we have 2 more seasons. Let's see who wins the Super Bowl here. We got to try to improve our defense through the draft, through free agency. Hopefully we have a lot of money. I'm not sure how much money we're going to have. We'll see how much cap we've got. But I'll see you guys at the end of the season where we'll see who wins Super Bowl, look at the awards, and then go on to the offseason. We had Super Bowl 57, Chiefs beating the Packers. Mahomes was the MVP of the Super Bowl. You guys see the awards on the side. David Bell, Offensive Rookie of the Year from the Browns. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Kayvon Thibodeau from the New York Giants. So let's go on to the offseason. So you guys can see our cap space, $72.4 million. We've got 11 players up for negotiation. And let's take a look at who we've got. So we got Jesse Bates, would like to re-sign him. Von Bell, Jermaine Pratt wouldn't be too bad. And Hayden Hurst is kind of getting up there in age. Drew Sample. Other than that, I mean, really not too much. So let's try to re-sign Bates and Bell, maybe Pratt, and then honestly everybody else we can kind of just let walk. I think we can get like a tight end for you to see. I mean, Hayden Hurst isn't like awful. Like, he actually had a good season, but I'm sure we could find a replacement for him. But yeah, we're gonna have a decent amount of money. Let's try to offer some of these guys some contracts. See who ends up re-signing, and then we'll go on a free agency. So you can pick up there, and I'll show you guys who we end up signing. All right, so I was able to re-sign couple guys. Bates wants to test, Pratt wants to test, so that's fine with me. Let's just go into free agency. We're gonna have about $62 million, more or less, to try to add some pieces to this Bengals squad. So I'll see you guys once I'm at the free agency recap. Well, let me show you free agency recap. Well, Jesse Bates bailed on my team to go to the Eagles with Derwin James Jr. But here are my signings. I was able to get Evan Ingram. He's going to be my tight end. We got Alexander Johnson, mid linebacker. We got Eric McCoy, Steven Nelson, another cornerback. I replaced Bates with Juan Thornhill for the scheme team. And we got David Edwards to be our left guard. We still have a decent amount of cap room as well. And I'm going to try to maybe move a couple guys for some more draft picks. So I'm going to see what's out there before I simulate to the draft. I'm going to try to see if I can acquire a couple picks. So let's try to shed some more cap space and try to get some more picks. All right, I traded away Karras to the Browns. We got 2 4th-round picks as well as their punter because I needed a punter. So Corey, welcome to the team. And we don't really need Karras, so we saved a little bit of money as well. Tiny bit of money, not too much. But yeah, let's head on to the draft. I do have my 1st-round pick, so I'll show you guys that. And then we'll draft the rest of the guys off the video, and I'll show you guys who I ended up picking up. All right, I'm going to take Ringo with our pick. Why not take another cornerback? He's going to end up being pretty talented for us. So, Ringo, welcome to the team. He's got some good athletic ratings. That's going to be the guy we pick for our 1st-round pick. And I'm going to make the rest of my draft selections and be back with you guys at the draft recap. Okay, so let me show you the draft recaps. Obviously, you saw me draft Ringo, but we also ended up picking up Zay Flowers, Sean Tucker, Dante Seymour, Manuel Gary, Jeremiah Church, Nathan Gibson, and Joe Tipperman. So a lot of decent players to help out our squad. So I'm going to advance to the start of the 2nd season. I'll see you guys from there, show the roster, and hopefully be better than 7-10. So to start the 2nd season, let's take a look at the roster that we're going to be fielding. So, or just all the players that we have on the team. So hopefully this year we can stay a little bit healthy though with Mixon on the field. He missed almost half the games, only playing in 9. So I assume having him will definitely be helpful. So him, Burrow, got Jamar Chase, Collins, Trey Hendrickson, Tyler Boyd, DJ Reader, Chidobe. We got T. Higgins, Matthew Judon for a full season as well. Logan Wilson, Evan McPherson, Von Bell, Evan Ingram, Alexander Johnson, Mike Hilton, B.J. Hill, Juan Thornhill, Eric McCoy, Jonah Williams, Steven Nelson, Calais Ringo, Corey Bajorquez, Jackson Hill, Alex Kappa, David Edwards, Sam Hubbard. I mean, definitely some talent on this team for sure. Don't get me wrong. There's definitely some really good players on the squad. Question is, can we put it all together? Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out for sure. I think we can be a very solid team. But the only way to find out is, of course, to simulate. So we're going to do that. Before we do, though, let's take a look at the improved team functionality, see the depth of the Bengals for this 2nd season. So if we go to the improved team, I do think we can be pretty good. Don't get me wrong. As long as we can stay healthy, I think this team could be pretty solid. Left guard, I mean, we've got David Edwards, which isn't too bad, and then Carmen is my backup. That's not awful. Alex Kappa, my right guard. Maybe we can improve there. Left end, Sam Hubbard. I mean, it's okay. We still have Camp Sample as well. So I mean, it's not awful. I mean, there's it's a pretty solid team. There's definitely some pretty good players. There's really not a huge weakness on the team either. I mean, Drew Sample, Sean Tucker are my fullbacks depth, which is fine. So yeah, I think this team could be pretty good. We do have our picks. I think some of our picks for next season. Don't have our first pick this year, but we do have our pick. One of our picks. I think everything other pick besides that. We have our 2026 pick, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Or 2025 picks rather. So it shouldn't be too big of a deal. If I want to make a move in the midseason, I will look to do so. But I think for now I'm going to keep the team the way it is. I'll see you guys at the midseason, where I would assume we'll be better than what we were, which was 7-10, as long as we can stay healthy. That's the big if. Well, we're at the midseason, sitting at 3-3 right now in the AFC. Steelers are 4-3. The Ravens are undefeated right now, so they are playing really well. Our offense is looking pretty good. It looks like we're 30th in rush. I'm hoping that we don't have another injury, but our defense is still not quite there. Do we have any injuries? Maybe that's why it's been kind of bad. Right now, we currently don't. But dang, okay. So we need to definitely look to improve our defense. So let's see. So right now, the Ravens are 7-0. We lost them actually last week. And yeah, you guys see 3-3. So we're still in the hunt, though, to make the playoffs. So I'm not too worried. I think we can kind of turn around and have a good second half of the season, hopefully. But before we do that, though, let's look at the stats and see what's happening. So Joe Burrow is having a good year so far. Over 2,000 yards, getting 13 TDs, 4 interceptions, 103.3 passer rating. Not too bad there. Joe Mixon, 369 yards, 8 TDs. Then Joe Burrow, Sean Tucker, Tyler Boyd. So that's pretty solid. In terms of our receivers, got Jamar Chase, who's having a nice year so far. And then we've got Tyler Boyd, and then D. Higgins, Evan Ingram as my receivers. So that's not too bad there. How's our blocking looking? It looks like it's been pretty good. Could be a little bit better. Lyle Collins, 6 sacks this year, buddy. What's going on, brother? It's all right, though. It's only a sack a game. But still. Logan Wilson, Mike Hilton, and Alexander Johnson each leading my team in tackles, which is cool to see from defense. In terms of sacks, only 2 from Hill and Reeder to lead the team. Yeah, wow, we're really not playing too well on defense, huh? Especially our rush defense has not been very good, it looks like. And then 4 interceptions, Thornhill, Wilson, and Nelson. Kicking, Evan Searson's limits 1. Our punting, and then our kick return, we've got Sean Tucker, and then Stanley Morgan Jr. with punt return. So, offense, 14th total yards. You guys saw we have the highest PPG per game, which is pretty nice to see. 494 yards, bottom 3 in terms of rush total yards, but we're near the top in terms of passing, and we're scoring a lot, so we're making good use of our opportunities, which is nice to see. In terms of total yards allowed, we are kind of in the bottom half of the league, and then 182 points is also kind of near the bottom. So I'd like to try to improve my defense again, see if we can maybe make a trade here to make it better for the second half of the season. I'd also like Joe Mixon to get a little more touches, but we'll see what we end up doing there. So I do want to try to make a trade right now, see if we can improve our team and try to improve our defense. So I'll see you guys once I have a move. All right, 2 seconds and a 3rd round pick to the Eagles. We're going to get back Sweat and Maddox from the Eagles, so we get a better left end, as well as another cornerback, both of them fitting the scheme of the team. All right, I traded away Hubbard and Nelson to the Jets for Vera Tucker and a 2024 7th round pick. Last trade I made with the Lions, I traded away Kappa and a 2025 1st round pick for the Lions' 1st round pick this season, as well as a 3rd round pick. So that is all the moves we're going to be making here with the Bengals. I'll see you guys at the end of the season, where I hope that we will be in the hunt again, potentially as a wildcard team in the playoffs. So we ended up going 11-6 on the season. We're taking on Buffalo in the wildcard playoff, as the Ravens ended up winning the AFC North. But we ended up having a pretty good season. Our defense still not fully there, but our offense was excellent, I'd say, for the most part. So that's good to see. Yeah, our defense just not quite there, but that's all right. Let's take a look at the standings. 11-6, which is pretty good record. And we do, like I said, have our picks for 2024, some of them. And how did the Lions end up doing? They ended up having a pretty bad record. They were getting 6-11. That's not terrible, but it's enough to get like the 5th pick. So that's pretty cool. Maybe we could use that as trade bait to try to improve the team. Potentially. Could work. But let's take a look at the stats here, see who did well, who didn't on the team. As Joe Burrow ended up having a pretty solid year, 35 TDs, 40 interceptions, 101 passer rating, threw for a ton of yards. Joe Mixon's rush, that's good to see. Like to see he was pretty solid, 17 TDs, almost 1,250 yards, 1,240 to be exact. And Sean Tucker, rookie running back, not too bad as a secondary back. We'll take it. Receivers, Jamar Chase was excellent. Tyler Boyd, also very solid, 14 TDs from him. Evan Ingram was my tight end, and T. Higgins as well. They're up there doing their thing. In terms of blocking, for the most part, was okay. Collins and Williams letting up the most amount of sacks on the team. In terms of tackles, Alexander Johnson led the team with 128. Then we had Logan Wilson with 118, 110 from Mike Hilton. Then it goes down from there. So sack-wise, 5 from Josh Sweat, 4.5 from B.J. Hill, 4 from Trey Hendrickson. DJ Reader had 4. Logan Wilson and Alexander Johnson. Meant to show you guys my interceptions. Okay, see how many we had there. We had about 8 as a team. Vaughn Bell leading the way, and then Thornhill with 2. Evan Pearson only missed 1 field goal. And then we had punting, kick return, and punt return. So interesting stuff there from us. So yeah, top 5 in terms of total offensive yards, which is great to see. Our passing is going to be near the top. And then our rush was probably going to be in the middle, I would assume, somewhere. Maybe top half of the league. Yeah, top half of the league. 30.4 points. We're right up there with the best of the best. In terms of our defensive yards allowed, the Bengals are in the bottom half of the league. Yeah, not too great there. Kind of allowed a lot of people to advance up and down the field against us. Yes, our defense not quite there, but we still ended up having a pretty solid record. Our rush defense was second worst in the NFL, and our pass defense, bottom half of the league, I'd say. Yeah. All right. MVP and Coach of the Year, Russell Wilson and Doug Peterson, respectively. So, we're going to go to the playoffs. Let's take a look at the playoff bracket. I didn't show you guys that yet, so we're going to take a look at that really quickly, and then we're going to start simulating. So, as you guys see, 49ers and the Cowboys in the bottom right corner, in case you guys are curious. We are the bottom left corner, taking on the Buffalo Bills in the wild card playoff game. So let's see if we can beat them. I think we can, but it's going to be tough, though. They have a very good, competent team. So let's see how we can perform against them and see if we can advance to the divisional playoff. Unfortunately, we couldn't advance to the divisional playoff. We lost 41-35 to the Bills. So we do have one more season. We ended up making the playoffs, so our streak is still here. But I would like to go further than that, so hopefully we can build upon this season, try to get back into the Super Bowl, potentially win it. We'll see. But I'm going to simulate the rest of this playoffs. I'll see you guys at the end of the year. We'll see you in Super Bowl, check the rest of the awards, and then start our third and final season. So we're going to have the Cowboys beating the Broncos in Super Bowl 58 with Leighton Vander Esch winning the Super Bowl MVP. You guys see the awards. Anthony Richardson from the Seahawks Offensive Rookie of the Year. Brian Brees from the Jets Defensive Rookie of the Year. So that's cool to see. And you guys see that awards. Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald. They usually win it. Not all the time, but they usually do. I think they won it last year too, right? Yeah, they literally won it last year. Yeah, 2 years in a row. All right, let's go on to the offseason. 10 players up for renegotiating, so we'll see who I end up keeping. I would like to keep Tyler Boyd. Woozy, I would like to keep Logan Wilson, DJ Reader, T. Higgins, Jonah Williams, Corey Riorquez, sure. That's pretty much it. I mean, yeah, we'll see who we can end up keeping here. I feel like a lot of this money is going to end up going to try to re-sign some of these guys. Hopefully we can end up keeping them on the team. Otherwise, we'll just have to try to find some replacements for them, but or try to re-sign them when actual free agency starts. So let's see what we end up keeping, and then see how much money we have left over. Alright, so it looks like Jadobe wants to test free agency, so does DJ Reader and Jonah Williams. So that's fine. We're going to have about $29 million in cap room. A little bit less than that. So we'll try to see who we can end up keeping for the team, re-signing and adding, whether that be through trades, the draft, as well as free agency. So we'll see you guys in the offseason free agency recap. See what we end up picking up for this team. Here's the free agency recap and what we ended up able to do So we did pick up Desmond King II. So unfortunately, we lost on Jadobe, but we did get someone that fits the scheme of the team, and we already have a decent amount of cornerbacks, so it's fine. Patrick Queen, mid linebacker, fits the scheme of the team. Another one. Blake McDowell will be our new defensive tackle since we lost out on DJ. So Reader, so that's cool. It is what it is. And then we got Charles Harris, another right side linebacker, and then George Font, left tackle. Jonah Williams, let him walk. Signed someone a little bit cheaper to fit the scheme of the team. So it's not a big deal, not too bad. We still have the draft to worry about as well. So I'm going to advance to that, and we'll see what we end up doing with our first pick. All right, so just to show you guys who we end up with the auto rookies, I did get a left tackle because I needed one, and then I did make one trade with the Dolphins to trade down a bit, and we also got another 4th round pick. So here are the guys we ended up drafting in case you were curious to see. These again are all not real people, so it's why I usually don't show it, but just decided to let you guys know that that's what I ended up doing. So, all right, I'll see you guys third and final season. Hopefully we have a good year. The third and final season is upon us. Here is the roster. We got Joe Mixon, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Lyle Collins, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Trey Hendrickson, Logan Wilson, Evan Ingram, Evan McPherson, superstar kicker, Von Bell, Eric McCoy, Josh Sweat, Mike Hilton, B.J. Hill, Calais Ringo, Juan Thornhill, Matthew Judon, Vontae Maddox, Desmond King, the second, Alexander Johnson, Elijah Vera Tucker, Patrick Queen, Daxton Hill, Blake Dowell, David Edwards still on the team, Charles Harris, George Font. I mean, definitely a ton of pretty good players on this team. I do think we can be pretty good this year. Definitely think we could be a playoff team again. You know, we won 11 games last year. That's probably about right. We could probably win another 11-game season. Hopefully this year we can win the AFC North, but it doesn't really matter too much if we do or don't. It's not like we'll have the best record anyway, but I'd like to try to advance, you know, past the wild card. That'd be nice. So, why am I looking at stats? I just realized, why am I looking at stats? I haven't even started simulating it. Okay. I do want to see if there's anything we can do to improve the team. I do think I need to sign a punter. That's the only thing I might need to do right this moment. Our left tackle is going to be George Font. We have our rookie Brian Clark as well. That's probably our weakest position, but every other position for the most part is pretty good. We don't have a punter anymore. We'll pick up Jake Bailey. We'll sign him for the season. I think I can pick him up. And I'm going to try to make a trade potentially for, you know, a left tackle with some of our remaining picks before I start simulating. And maybe even try to get another player on defense as well. So I'll see what's out there before I start simulating. So I'm going to try to make a move right now. All right, a 2nd round pick to the Chiefs for Nick Bolton to upgrade my mid linebacker spot. 4th round pick to the Panthers, and we got back Nwamu. So that's going to be our last trade that we made right there. I'll see you guys at the mid-season where hopefully we're, again, better defensive team and are in the playoffs. So we are currently sitting at 6-0 on the season. So this team is looking really good. Our defense is great. Our offense has been great. And that is the perfect recipe for a 6-0 team. So we're looking good so far. Hopefully keep that up. So the Bills are also 7-0. So that's pretty funny. The Titans are also 7-0. So a lot of teams in the AFC are undefeated currently. Hope we can stay that way. And get a bye. But yeah, you guys see the standings here. For the most part, look pretty solid. Steelers are 0-7. That's pretty funny. But yeah, teams looking great through, the first 6 games of the year. Let's take a look at the stats, see what we got going on over here. So Joe Burrow, his stats are looking really good. His passing rating is absolutely insane. He's only thrown 1 interception this season, which is fantastic. 1,770 yards. He's got 21 TDs right now, 73% completion percentage. So he's having a phenomenal season. Joe Mixon, 667 yards, 7 TDs for him. Sean Tucker's got 108 yards, 3 TDs. So we got 10 rush TDs on the season between my running backs. Tyler Boyd, 466 yards, 9 TDs, 443 for Jamar Chase. And then T. Higgins, 271, 230 from Ingram. So our receivers are definitely eating. In terms of our blocking, it's been pretty good for the most part. Ikwanu has been my leading sack allower with 6. You guys saw that trade we made, but Not terrible. In our defense, we got Nick Bolton. We also traded for 50 tackles, and Logan Wilson's got 43, 41 for Mike Hilton, 32 for Maddox. Von Bell's got 29, so that's nice to see. Sack-wise, Trey Hendrickson have a good season, 7 sacks a game. 7 sacks so far in the year. Malik McDowell's got 2. He's in second place on the team. In terms of interceptions, just 3 between Mike Hilton and Logan Wilson. Kicking, Evan McPherson's 2 of 3. And our punting, kick return, and punt return. So, 9th offensive yards. That's nice to see in the top half of the league. We are going to be near the top in terms of passing, I would assume. Yep. And then our rush is probably going to also be somewhat in the top, possibly near the middle. And bottom half of the middle. Actually, that's our passing, rather. Right, is our passing? Yeah, our passing's somewhat near the bottom of the middle. Our rush, though, is actually near the top and 38.2 points per game. Man, we are scoring like crazy. So that's great to see. Hopefully we can keep that up. Defensively, we haven't allowed that many points as well, so that's good. Passing yards, we are defending all right against the pass. Could be a little bit better. And our rush defense is the best in the league, though. That's good to see in terms of total yards because of that near the top. So I'm going to keep the team the way it is. Obviously, we're 6-0. I'm not going to touch anything. We'll see how this team ends up doing for the rest of the season going forward. I assume we are 6-0. We will make the playoffs. I hope I don't regret saying that. I did also fail to mention, actually, before I start simulating, we do have injuries, though. That's another thing that I want to make sure that we keep in mind. We don't have Boyd, we don't have Mixon, and we don't have Edwin Ingram. So that could be a bit difficult. Just like when you think everything's going well. 6-0. All right, hopefully we got off to a great start that it won't matter too much. So I'm going to simulate. I'll see you guys at the end of the year. Well, the injuries didn't seem to affect us too much. 15-2 on the season, and you guys see our rankings were absolutely insane other than defensive passing yards per game. So we do have a bye. We're automatically Divisional Playoff, so have improved. So 15-2, just want to make sure we're going to be healthy, potentially going into the playoffs. We're missing Jeremiah Church. That shouldn't be too bad. Plus, he's out with PSL sprain, back into by next week. So, it could be too big of a deal anyway. So, the team's looking good at 15-2. Let's take a look at the playoff bracket. So, as you guys see, we got the bye, which is awesome. We got the Packers and the Panthers in the bottom right corner. Cowboys also get the bye. Good for the Cowboys, I guess. 15-2 on the year. Let's take a look and see what we had going on. We had the best record by far. Next team was the Chiefs. So this is our year to lose right here. Because I mean, again, we went 15-2. So hopefully we can get the job done and win it all. But let's take a look at the stats and see what we had going on here. Who was good, who wasn't. I would assume we have one award. Someone had to have won an award. Joe Burrow, nice season from him. Not as many yards thrown as before, but 44 TDs, 7 interceptions, an amazing passer rating, 69% completion percentage. Love to see that. Rush-wise, Joe Mixon, he missed 2 games, but even then, missing 2 games, he was still incredible. 18 TDs, almost 1,500 rush yards. And honestly, Sean Tucker did a good job filling in, so that's nice to see. Did what he could. Joe Burrow even got some rush attempts in, which is nice to see. Jamar Chase, leading receiver, by a pretty high long shot. Then Tyler Boyd missed a couple games, but led my team in touchdown reception still. D. Higgins, and then Joe Mixon as well, getting out there, receiving too. So love to see that. Drew Sample, Evan Ingram, who didn't play too much this year because of injury. In terms of blocking, it was actually really good. Not a single player had allowed 10 sacks, so that's good to see. Blocking was great. Defensively, 135 tackles for Nick Bolton, lead the team, 112 from Logan Wilson. And it kind of declines from there, but still nice to see. A lot of guys had tackles for losses. And I heard you see Trey Hendrickson had 16 sacks. Josh Sweat with 7, 4.5 for Malik McDowell, 2 from Nick Bolton. BJ Hill had 2. So defense looked great. Interception-wise, we had 10 as a team, and you guys could see who the guys were. So love to see that there from our defense. Evan Pearson only missed 1 extra point and field goal. Jake Bailey punting, and then your kick return, Desmond King, had a TD reception, and then punt return as well. So, offensive yards, second in the league, only to the Dallas Cowboys, by the way. Our passing was going to be near the top of the league, and our rush was also near the top of the league, and we scored 34.5 points to lead the NFL. And then defensively, in terms of total yards, we are also near the top. Passing yards allowed, we were kind of okay, like, yeah, top half of the league. So we were good, pretty decent against the passing. Our rush defense was very good, and then in terms of points allowed, second. So we don't let people score too much against us. So let's see who we're taking on in the divisional. Before I do, though, MVP was Josh Allen, not Joe Burrow. Interesting. And then Coach of the Year was Zach Taylor, our coach. That's good to see there. So let's see how we can fare against whoever we're playing in the playoffs. So I'll see you guys in the divisional playoff round. So we're going to be playing against the Las Vegas Raiders at Paul Brown Stadium. They're their rankings. They're a pretty good team. They score a lot. Their defense isn't great. Our defense is very good. So hopefully we can stop them from scoring, and they shouldn't be able to stop us from scoring. So hopefully we can beat them and advance to the AFC Conference Championship. Moment of truth here, ladies and gentlemen. Alright guys, so the game kind of bugged out. I couldn't advance, and I'm kind of just gonna this is the first time I've ever seen this, where like I simulate and you guys can see kind of what's going on. So it looks like we are gonna get the victory, I think, against, ooh, we almost didn't get the victory against the Raiders, but we ended up winning 28-21 divisional, so we are going on to the AFC. Look at that, we had 28 points, and then we let them almost come back, which is kind of embarrassing, but we still ended up winning. So let's advance to the AFC Conference Championship. Hopefully I can just simulate now, but I just wanted to show you guys that the game was bugging out. So, yeah. Again, EA loves it when the game bugs out. I love it. I love it when the game bugs out. So, hopefully I don't have to do that again, but if I do, it's fine, I guess. Game in advance. Look, guys. It's doing it. There's a lock on this. There's a lock on the icon. I can't advance to the conference championship. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Okay. Even after simulating, I still can't advance, huh? That's ridiculous. I won the game and I can't advance. Okay. I'm going to try to figure this out. Hopefully I can. Otherwise, I'm going to be really upset. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's what I did. I was able to download the companion app, and it looks like it was able to reset my progress. So now I'm at the divisional playoff. You guys saw me win it. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna force a win for myself because I should be in the AFC Conference Championship. This is bullshit. So I'm gonna do that, and I will see you guys at the AFC Conference Championship. Because I was there, so I'm gonna try to do that. I won the first game technically 28-21, but whatever, it's fine. The fact that I had to download this app just so I could advance the week is ridiculous. Of course too, we have an injury. We didn't have that before. Now we don't have our outside linebacker. I don't think we had an injury at least. But okay. So now we're taking on the Patriots. We're still the home team. If we win this, we go to the Super Bowl. With all the trouble I went through, I deserve a Super Bowl win, EA. So if you get me, that'd be great. I can't believe this. Okay, you're telling me, EA, that I had to go through all this trouble just so that I could lose to the Patriots in the AFC Championship. Download the stupid companion app to try to get me at least to next week of the game I already won, to then force myself to win and then get an injury and then lose in the AFC Conference Championship. That's ridiculous. You know what? I have every right to be pissed about this one. This was not that's just ridiculous. I'm sorry. That's ridiculous. They gotta fix your game. EA, like, the amount of bugs that I've been encountering is ridiculous. Wow, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, unfortunately we got kind of cucked, and it was not really even my fault, because I'm keeping the footage in there. So, yeah, it is what it is. I guess let's just see who wins the Super Bowl, but man, that's annoying. That's really annoying, EA. He's gonna win the Super Bowl. Okay. Makes sense. Mac Jones, Super Bowl MVP. There are the awards. Ken Horton, Jets, Bears, Donald Canfield. Let's go to the full screen. Don't have any words. I really don't have any words. Well, I do have words, but it's just ridiculous. Guys, I'm not even mad at the fact that I lost, but it's the way that I lost. I had to sit here, download the app to advance a week, only to get my progress pushed back. And then I just to make sure that I could actually win the game, I had to force win that one. And then, I play against Patriots and I lose. Who knows what happens, maybe, if my game doesn't glitch out and I can advance and maybe we can win the Super Bowl in an alternative universe. Right? Like, there's a chance. And also, we don't have our left outside linebacker. He gets hurt. That's unfortunate, man. That really is. There's really not much I could do there about that. That losing like that, I'm a little annoyed about because, okay, if I lose and the team chokes, the team chokes. But, like, I don't even blame my team at this rate. It's just the franchise mode is just so bugged, and I am very upset that had to happen. But I guess with that being said, if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like on and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what some video, social down description, playlist down below containing other Madden NFL 23 franchise rebuilds. Check my channel if like TJP, second channel as well in the description. I guess with that being said, take care, have a good night, see you soon. Peace.